In the past decades, in leading countries in the field of road safety, the safe system approach has been recognized as a way to continuously reduce road traffic deaths and injuries. In this video, by investigating a crash, we have tried to point out the differences between traditional and safe system approach to improve road safety. The safe system approach is based on 5 pillars of actions that we'll talk about them one by one, and all of these pillars should work together to create a synergy to achieve our defined goal. First pillar is road safety management, and in this pillar we mainly talk about strengthening the institutional capacity and establishing a lead agency and develop national road safety strategy with setting realistic and long-term targets and developing road safety data systems. The road safety management pyramid is an amazing model to lead us achieving our goal. This pyramid has 3 layers. In the lower layer of the pyramid, there are essential functions that without performing these measures, the efficiency of implementing the middle layer interventions will be reduced. These institutional management functions include coordination, leadership and target setting, legislation and regulation, funding and resource allocation, promotion and advocacy, monitoring and evaluation, and R&D and knowledge transfer. If the bottom and middle layer activities are implemented correctly, we could be hopeful to achieve the outputs and goals set in the top layer of pyramid called the results layer. To prevent potential hazards that result in a crash, we need different layers of defense. The Swiss cheese model of accident causation, originally proposed by James Reason in 1990, in this model, an organization's defense against failure are modeled as a series of barriers, represented as slices of cheese. The model includes active and latent failures. Active failures encompass the unsafe acts that can be directly linked to a crash, such as when driver drives out of the road because of sleepiness, and latent failures include contributory factors that may lie dormant for days, weeks, or months until they contribute to the crash. The next pillar focuses on vehicle safety and activities such as implementing new car assessment programs and promoting use of crash avoidance technologies have been recommended in the Global Plan for Road Safety Actions. The core idea of crash forcing as a structured design is to preset a crumpled zone which can absorb the kinetic energy of vehicles during crashes. On the other hand, technical inspection centers play an important role in controlling the safety of cars. In this case, unfortunately, the inspection center technician had not performed the necessary vehicle checks, and investigations showed that the truck brake system didn't work properly at the time of the crash. Also, if this truck was equipped with a retarded system, the crash would never have resulted in the deaths of several innocent victims. The main focus in Safer Roads and Mobility pillar is to improve the safety of road infrastructure by regularly assessing the safety of roads from early stage of planning to next stages of design, construction, and operation of roads. In this crash, if the road had been separated properly with a median safety barrier, even after the truck lost its control, the severity of the crash was quite different. Or if the road shoulder was a little wider, cars had the opportunity to escape the crash, and definitely we had fewer number of deaths and injuries. The next pillar lays stress on the safety of road users with a focus on safety of vulnerable road users including pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, children, and the elderly. The WHO reports have encouraged countries to implement effective actions to control six major behavior risk factors affecting the frequency and severity of crashes. These factors include the speeding, distraction, driving under influence of using alcohol and drugs, fatigue and drowsiness, and not wearing a seatbelt or a helmet. Let's review together how many of these factors had an effect on this crash to happen.
محسن جان بزنید 2 تن اضافه رو واسه ما. نه کاری پیش نمیاد داداش، مشکلی پیش نمیاد، بزن. نه کاری پیش نمیاد داداش، مشکلی پیش نمیاد، بزن. کجایی الان؟ تو که گفته بودی بچه‌ت 10 روز دیگه به دنیا میاد که. نمیشه آقا، پس فردا دیر این بار باید زودتر برسه دست صاحبش. نمیخوام آقا داداش، نمیخوام. چاره ای نیست، من خودم امشب حرکت میکنم.
Traffic police forces, by controlling and monitoring the driver and vehicle safety situation on the road and put in place effective enforcement plans with the help of new technologies, have an important role to prevent such horrible crashes to happen again. The fifth and last pillar focuses on post-crash response and developing pre-assault hospital care system, put in place single nationwide emergency telephone number, providing early rehabilitation and support to injured patients, establishing insurance schemes, and investigating crashes and provide legal responses are among recommended actions. Although 4 people lost their lives in this crash, the timely presence of emergency medical teams at the scene of crash and rapid evacuation of people from vehicles and moving them to the hospital prevented the number of crash deaths from rising. In this video, we looked at the crash from different angles. According to the traditional approach, we could say that the driver's errors and mistakes were the main cause of the crash, and we should blame him. But in the safe system approach, which is an ethical approach, everyone is responsible, and all of us as drivers, traffic police, vehicle designers, road designers, decision makers, media and other stakeholders should try to prevent similar crashes to happen in the future and do our best to save more lives and be able to achieve the decade of action for road safety defined goals.